No? Okay, I may just yell.
They probably won't listen anyway.
No, that's probably it. If I could ask you to be seated for the memorial service, I would appreciate you doing that, unless you're taking cameras, pictures.
Are you supposed to say 1, 2, 3?
No, dos, tres. Okay.
All right, man of the hour.
That's why we have IC techs. It really doesn't like that.
Don't do it.
Today, we'd like to take just a few moments to reflect upon those who paved the way for all of us, those who are here with us, and those who are not able to be with us tonight. Those who have made the sacrifices so that we may sit here in freedom. Throughout history, civilizations have entered into periods of conflict. Countless millions have honorably served their homeland. Many have made the sacrifice to promote and defend their ideals, their convictions, and their dreams. The United States of America is no exception. The freedoms we enjoy in America today are a direct result of the price paid by those who served before us, those who served with us, and those who serve today. As Americans, we chose to remember and honor these men and women who have defended, and in fact still defend, this great country. Today, as in the past, our nation's sons and daughters face danger worldwide, paying the price for our freedom. To our comrades in arms, past and present, future, we dedicate this remembrance. I now call your attention to the small table in front of you. Many Americans have given of their lives to defend the freedoms that we hold so dear. The sacrifices they made are remembered by the men and women who remain. Our debt to them is great. We honor them now with this tribute. The table is small. It is set for only one, to represent the frailty of one lonely individual against many oppressors. Remember, the tablecloth is white to represent the purity of the person's intentions when he or she responds to our country's call to arms. Remember, the chair is empty, symbolizing those who cannot be with us tonight. Remember, a slice of lemon is placed on the plate to remind us of the bitter sacrifices which are sometimes required to keep our country free. Remember, the salt beside it is symbolic of the family's tears as they wait for the return of their loved ones. Remember, the red ribbon on the vase is reminiscent of the courage of those who go forth to defend our country. Remember, a single yellow rose represents the families who faithfully awaited their return. Remember, the clear crystal glass is placed inverted, for our departed shipmates cannot join in our toast tonight. Remember, the flag of the United States of America, symbol of our country, our faith, and our patriotism, stands for the total commitment and sacrifice made by our comrades. It stands as a symbol of our common cause. The flag reminds us that although many of our comrades have departed us physically, they remain in our hearts and in our minds, and they are not forgotten. Remember, the single white candle is indicative of the purity of commitment and sacrifice demonstrated by all the men and women who have made this sacrifice. Remember, the flame burns freely to remind us of the freedom for which our comrade sacrificed, the freedom that burns within all our hearts as we continue the march. Remember. The flickering flame reminds us of the uncertainties of life. Here we remember our departed shipmates.
Ronald B. Adams, Roy E. Aker, Carlos Alston, Carl H. Altenberg, Roger L. Ambuel, Carrie A. Atard, Atlas G. Acorn, J. L. Baggett, David A. Bailey, Leonard M. Baird,
Joey E. Baldridge, Clarence Banning, Florence Banning, Joe M. Barnard, William F. Battaglia, Christopher T. Bean, Harold Beasley, James L. Beamer, Dorothy O. Bergen, Frank Bergen,
Leon Betham, Eugene Black, Ralph W. Brandt, Marion O. Brazil, Jerry L. Kane, Wayne E. Carlson, Walter B. Carroll, John T. Cash, John Cariff, Robert L. Clark,
John R. Clarkson, Brian Cobb, Louis Coble, Morris Collins, James Craig, Ray Cunningham, Carl D. Florentes, Robert J. Dempsey, John Drew, Louis D. Ellenberg,
John English, Bruce B. Falk, Robert S. Familiaville, George Ficus, Timothy J. Ferguson, Gordon E. Fisher Jr., Gary E. Frankham, Ralph Garbett, Jim R. Gibson, Jeffrey Gilliand,
Robert E. Goddard, Keith Goppert, Algernon Gordon, William H. Green, William F. Hancock, Michael Hansen, Randy Hargenrader, Ann K. Healy, Michael F. Heavey, Skip A. Hodges,
Charles Hoke, Roger Hudson, William G. Hurley, Floyd Husk, Blair Ireland, Gerald Genzunelli, John H. Johnson, Daniel L. Jones, Mark Kelsey, Claude W. Kendrick,
James E. Kennedy, Harry Carra, Jerry R. Landry, William T. Landry, Richard A. Lindsay, Pete Lowry, John A. Mack, Chuck Martin, Dennis C. Marvel, Joe Mashonik,
William O. McDaniel, Calvin C. McGee, Ronald Metcalf, Alan Howard Metz, John Myers, William H. Mills, Jr., William Minnick, Robert Montgomery, James A. Mowry, Jack Mullins,
John Olenslager, Robert E. O'Hara, Ray Osborne, Jackson K. Parker, Cliff Jerome Paulseth, Don Pender, Harold E. Peterson, Don S. Pender, John Potter, Terry Prue,
Jerome R. Quinn, Ken Ramsey, Johnny Reed, Michael O. Regnitz, Ernest L. Reff, Jr., Dennis L. Reynolds, Harry Roberts, Harold Root, Bob L. Schuler, Larry Sigmund,
Everett E. Seiler, Luther W. Skelton III, Grady L. Smith, Wallace D. Spencer, Bill Stone, Marlo Tommy Thompson, Charles G. Thoyer, Marvin W. Todd, Thomas T. Triplett. Gaciano Tulabing,
Truxton Homestead, Larry Wanamaker, Knox Waters, Michael D. Weisenhut, Teddy D. Weisenhut, Tommy Eli Whitney, Carl D. Wilder, Eldridge R. Witcher, Michael M. Woodhull, Michael J. Worley, Frank F. Ziegler.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and charge your water glasses. A toast to our shipmates whose commitment to our country is complete. And a toast to the USS MacDonough.
Here, here.
Thank you, and please be seated.